How's it going, guys? So today I wanted to make a different type of video than what I'd normally do. I want to do like a story time because I think I have an okay story to tell, and I don't really have a plan for how I'm gonna like tell it or like what's going on. So if I ramble, I apologize. Like you're being told ahead of time, like this is a ramble video, so it is what it is. But yeah, in essence, I want to tell the story of how someone almost ruined my life or changed my life or some bullshit like clickbait YouTube title, you know? Except I feel like this is the truth, so it's not even clickbait, but you know. Alright, so to start off, I wanna set the scene. So last week I ended up finishing school. I got this in Denmark you get like a fucking hat when you finish school. I think that's like a common thing. But yeah. I got this hat which like symbolizes, 3 years of hard work, blah blah blah, whatever. Like I finished school basically. That's the essence of it. And not many people will know. Well, no, actually, tons of people. I don't know. It depends on how much you follow my stream, follow my YouTube, all that shit. But basically, 3 years ago, pretty much like not today, but like 3 years ago, right now, basically, I was in Australia and I had no clue what I was doing. And then I moved to Denmark, and then I started school. So yeah, finishing school now is basically it's 3 years ago that I started, and I started right after moving from Australia to Denmark. And yeah, also I want to say regarding the school, like anyone can get one of these fucking hats. It means like nothing. I don't think like I want to say that like I don't think finishing school is really an achievement. Some people might. I don't know. I don't think finishing school is an achievement. I had people in my class that were literally like bottom of the barrel garbage tier, like that you can tell they're not gonna do shit. Like I don't know. I don't think finishing school is impressive. I want to say that. Like what I do think is impressive, and now I'm gonna like toot my own horn, like stroke my own dick, whatever. Is like I got really good grades in exams and test no exams and all that shit. Like on your exam certificate, you have like your average grade, which is all your exams, all your yearly grades put together, and then you basically use that to go into universities and shit. It's probably a bit like the no, the SATs is one score in America. I don't know what I would compare it to, but basically, I think there was a similar thing in Australia. I can't remember what they were called, the tests, but yeah, basically, in Denmark, the grading system is really fucked. I'll try to explain it quickly. The worst grade is -3. Maybe I can do some like cool editing, but the worst grade is -3. Then there's O2 or just 2. Then there's wait, -3. You basically didn't show up for the exam. I should say that. And then there's 0, 0, which is basically you failed. Like you have to be really trash. And then there is O2, which is a passing grade but dog shit. Then there's 4, which is a little less dog shit, I suppose. Then there's 7, which is okay, I guess. I don't know. That's like pretty okay. And then there's 10, and then there's 12, which are the fun grades. That's when you're chilling. So yeah, those are the grades you can get. And my average with all my bullshit put together was 9.7, and then if you start an education within 2 years, you can like times it up, so it would be like 10.5. So basically, I did pretty good, right? And I'm not saying this to like toot my own horn or some shit. I'm trying to give context to the story because like right now I feel pretty confident. I got good grades. I would assume that I can dumpster people. Like I'm doing pretty alright. But that's not what it was like 3 years ago. And this is where like yeah, you have to have the context to know what's going on, you know? So basically, 3 years ago, like I was saying, I was in Australia. Well, a little more than 3 years ago, obviously. and it was the worst time of my life, I would say 100%. It was actually so fucking bad. Like, it was probably the complete opposite now, you know. Now I'm like, I don't know if I'm confident, but I know I'm not trash, you know. But back then, like, so fucking bad. I was moving to Denmark. I was losing all my friends. I don't know, losing everything. It's a really fucking dark time to talk about. Like, that was really fucked. That's like a whole new video. We're not gonna go into it. But, in essence, I knew that I was moving to Denmark and that I always spoke Danish at home because my parents are Danish, so that, like, speaking Danish has never been an issue. But I knew that I hadn't written or read anything in Danish for like 4 years, so my reading and writing would obviously be quite a joke, you know. And also my vocabulary, like if you just speak with your parents, like your vocabulary doesn't get updated. New words are like, you know, constantly. So I knew I was trash, and then I went to Denmark, and I was like, okay, I'm, you know, sort of worried about this, but, you know, I have to get an education, got to get a future and shit. So then what happened was I went to different schools. First, I went to one school that my friends actually go to, but I wasn't too big a fan of that school because the subjects just they weren't my cup of tea, you know. Subject line like wasn't my sort of deal, so I was like, yeah, I'll pass that up. But going to that school, the teacher we talked to and stuff was just like, oh, I don't need to see your because when you finish, fuck, I'm jumping all over the place. I'm sorry. When you finish ninth grade in Denmark, you get like an exam certificate. I suppose it would be like the same thing as, you know, finishing middle school in America, and then you have like that you need to use to get into high school. You know, you can't just randomly say, I'm going to high school, yo, what up? So, yeah, but when I went to that school, the guy didn't even care about seeing my like year 9 exam, which I obviously didn't have because I had been in Australia, mind you. So I didn't have that year 9 Danish certificate thing because I was in Australia since year 7. But yeah, I went there, didn't like the school particularly, but the guy did not give a shit whether or not I had that or like my troubles. I was like, oh, I'm a bit worried. Maybe I'm trash. Maybe I don't know how to do it. And he was like, don't worry, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And I think that's probably because I think most of them are private institutions, so they get money per student, so that it's really not their job to give a shit whether or not you know what you're doing. So yeah, that was the first school. Then I went to an international school like an hour away from where I live, like which is, you know, obviously pretty far, maybe more than an hour. And he was like, yeah, some of the students there are classes are taught in English. A lot of the students here are international, meh, meh, meh. And I just like I didn't really want to do that because I know I'm fucking weird, but I actually want to be normal, or at least I like to pretend I'm normal, you know? So I wanted to be an, you know, normal person going to normal school. I didn't want some fucking weird international school. And also, like, yeah, I don't know. I deaded that item. I was like, yeah, fuck that. And then and he also didn't give a shit about exams or like previous stuff. One second, sorry. Then there was another school. These are like different types of schools, I should say. They're not like teaching the same thing. They all have like their sort of specialties. Like the one I talked about before, the international one was very hands-on. But yeah, I went to another school, and she also, the lady we talked to there, did not give a shit about, you know, if I had that year 9 exam or like how I would do. She's like, oh, you'll do fine, you'll fine. And that kind of worried me because I was like, it sort of felt like they didn't give a shit. Like they were just like, oh, you'll do fine, just fucking join our school, give us money. And I was like, shit. But yeah, I also didn't want to do that school because it worried. No, that school had the like dumb subjects, so I didn't do that. And then I think while this was going on, I was picking schools. I um I went to my old like school where you would finish year 9 normally. I obviously didn't because I went to Australia, but I went to that school and they had like a guidance counselor. I'm sorry if I look really fucking tired. I swear I'm not as tired as I look, which is unusual, but you know. Um I went to that school and they had like a guidance counselor, school counselor, guidance counselor, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. And I went there with my mum and my dad, and I swear, as soon as I stepped in that room, she fucking put um like a fucking note on my head that just said, "You're an idiot. Like you fucking suck." And this is actually where I wanted to go with the story, but I had to give the context of what's happened previously. But yeah, basically we go in there, mum and dad and me, and she instantly just goes, "Oh, you're from Australia, yeah? You haven't had Danish there. I think you're shit, and you need to. You would not. I'm telling you, you would not be able to finish this education. Like, I don't know what to call it, in English, but basically, fucking these hats, these memes, like." The two schools I just said that I rejected and didn't want to go to, it's the same sort of education. It's like, what can I say? It's like if I was looking at different colleges, basically. This lady was basically like, you cannot do a college education. That will fuck you. You're really bad. You will not be able to survive it. Go do an extra year of high school. That was essentially what she said. And it was so fucked up because imagine this was like right when I came from Australia to Denmark. So I've never had so little confidence. It was like my fucking weakest point in life. I felt like absolute fucking garbage. And then I had this lady telling me, "Oh, you probably won't be able to, be good. You'll struggle and it'll be really bad." And I was like, "Oh shit, well, she's a student counselor. She must know what she's talking about." And yeah, she basically just like went on and on about how I was trash and I wouldn't be able to succeed, which it was really demoralizing. I remember I just felt like crying because I didn't know what to fucking do. It's like I had this lady telling me that like you won't be able to do any like of these educations, you're bad. And she was recommending that like I do like a year 10, which is like an in-between thing, or I do like some other shit, but it's like I was um I was 17 turning 18, which is pretty normal age for the education I just finished. But had I waited like another year, I would have been like old. And also like yeah, she was really fucking going hard on this shit. I did not want to waste a year of my life. I don't have time for that. Like also I didn't want to feel like I was trash. Even like even if I am bad, I would at least like to, I'd like to pretend I'm not, trash. But yeah, she was just like, "You're bad, you're bad, you're bad." And I remember when we got in the room, basically instantly she started calling me shit. And when I say calling me shit, she didn't say it like that, but she was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I can see Oido, he's been away for 4 years. He'll have like a shit ton of trouble. I don't think he'll be able to do that school. It has a lot of homework, a lot of assignments. I don't think he can do it. It's best if he takes a year off, like, and does year 10. Like, I think it'd be really good for him." She was like spouting bullshit. And then I remember my dad was just, he was like all out listening. Both my parents obviously just want what's best for me. So my dad was just listening to this lady and going like, maybe you're right. Mm-mm. And then my mum did not want to have any of that shit. Like, I might have lost my confidence and not believed in myself anymore because, I was fucking down in the dirt, like really fucking bad. But I might have lost my confidence, but my mum hadn't. she believed in me, which was actually like, that's kind of cool. But yeah, she didn't like. She's basically started arguing with this lady instantly. It was like the lady would be like, "Oh well, I think he should take a year 10," and then my mum would be like, "Well, are you sure that he can't keep up with the homework? He's always been like a good kid that does his work and puts in work and does like is hard working. I think he could do it." And then she would be like, "No, I think it's best if and they basically just argued. And the lady could totally tell because she goes, I can tell you're not that okay with the idea ever since we stepped in here." And then my mom's like, "Yeah, because I think he's fucking good." And I was like, "Yeah." So then, yeah, that lady basically had no faith in me, told me I couldn't finish, like, that education, and I would be bad, and I wouldn't be able to keep up with the homework and the assignments. And yeah, she basically fucking, like, if I had any more confidence to lose, I definitely lost it that day, because that was, like, really fucking bad. I remember just walking out of there being, like, so fucking sad. And I was already, like that was, I don't know, that was a really bad time, because I already felt like shit, and then she told me even further down if it was possible. And then, I can't remember the exact timeline, like, I think I talked to her before I saw all the schools, or maybe not. I can't remember the whole timeline of which schools I saw first and when I talked to her. But I remember I went to the business school in my city or town, whatever you want to say. But yeah, I went there, and here they actually gave a shit. This was the only place. All the other places, all the other schools I went to, I just said I'm trash. I haven't had a year 9 exam. I'm from Australia, and then they were like, "Welcome aboard. You can join. We don't give a shit." And I was like, "Oh shit. All right." But here, they were like, they actually cared about me. It was like they were like, "Oh, you haven't had a year 9 exam? Well, you'll have to do a test to get in, which is like equivalent to a year 9. You'll have to do a test." And I was like really scared because obviously doing a Danish test when you haven't had Danish for 4 years, like when you haven't read or written any Danish in 4 years, is obviously scary. But I was happy they wanted me to do a test, and then they also said they were like, the homework, there is a lot of homework, but we have someone doing homework help, and like we think you can do it. And I was like, okay. So I did the test, and I still remember that. I remember two things. I remember one, the test was really fucking easy. Like I remember being really, really worried going into it, because I think I got told like 2 days before, okay, you come on this day and do it. And I remember being really worried. But the test was like really easy. Like I must have like had some Danish in me that I'd forgotten I had or something, because the test was like really fucking easy. And then I also remember it being like really weird having to write in Danish with like pen and paper after like not doing it for 4 years. But yeah, I did the test. They were like, "You're good. You can join, whatever." And then I joined the school, and then somewhat quickly, like my grammar sucked in Danish. I'm sorry, I'm looking all over the place. I'm not used to like just talking into a camera. My grammar sucked, and I think it still does. Like there are some letters I confuse for each other, and like I'm not the best at Danish grammar. I'm not gonna pretend, but I improved relatively quickly, and pretty quickly I was getting better grades than people that have been in Denmark my whole life, their whole life, I guess. Fuck. And that was actually some of the motivation. I just wanted to dumpster people that I knew were better than me. Like they had a 4 year head start, and I was like, hey, if I can dumpster them, it'll be cool. Like. But yeah, and now we're here today with a fucking hat full of like memes and shit. So pretty happy. I finished that education that like I apparently couldn't do it. It's too hard, too much homework and shit. Which yeah, like I don't know. It's kind of weird that like 3 years ago I was being Like I was like down in the gutter being told like you can't do this, you can't do that, you're bad. And now we're here. I fucking beat it. And I didn't just beat it. I did good, you know? And I'm proud of that. But yeah, like inspirational message of the video. I think that like actually no. Before we get to the inspirational message, I'm not fucking done. I'm actually like really upset. Like I could fucking kill someone. Fuck, I actually forgot that I needed to like that bitch. She almost ruined my fucking life. Like holy fuck, let's just talk about that for a second. Like imagine like a different timeline. Like now I took the education, I made some friends, I got the fucking education, and now I can go on to, you know, greater things if I want, like some university. I can get it into most things, do whatever. It's all good, you know? So like it's all good. But imagine in a different timeline where my mum was less confident in me and I was less confident in myself. Imagine my parents just said, "You know what, Oido? The lady says that you'll have trouble. And I mean, she's a professional lady who does this as her job, so we should listen to her. We're not gonna, like, don't take that education." Imagine that. Imagine having parents that don't believe in you. Like, fuck. I'm glad, like, my parents aren't incompetent like her. Like, imagine a different timeline where they're like, "Oh, okay, well, we believe the professional lady who does this as her job and gets paid to do it, mind you. So, you'll do a year 10. And the year 10 in Denmark is like, I don't want to shit talk anyone who's done it, but it's known as a fucking joke, at least from what I've heard. It's where like the fucking plebs go, and then they smoke weed and they just do nothing for a year. Like I could take a year break and I'd probably get more out of it, you know. So imagine if like I hadn't gone done the education I've just talked about, but I took a year 10. I made some you know, some bad friends. Maybe start smoking weed every other weekend. Then I think, maybe I don't want to like get a university. Meh. And I just become a fucking failure and a loser. Like that probably wouldn't have happened because I've always been like had a certain mindset. Like I'm not gonna, you know, be in some classroom and then some fucking stoner goes, "Oh, you want to smoke weed? Oh, okay, I gotta make friends." Peer pressure. Like I wouldn't do that shit, you know. But I'm just saying, like, it could have gone really badly. I could have gone down some like fucked up path, or like not made friends, or not gotten the good education. Basically, that's like the worst case scenario. The best case scenario, and this is where it gets truly fucked. The best case scenario, listening to her advice, I would have taken a year 10 or something, and then it would have just been a 1 year of my life that I wasted and got good grades there because it was too easy, and then I would have gone on to do what I'm doing now. So best case scenario, I waste 1 year of my life. Worst case scenario, I become a fucking like druggie and like do stupid shit and just waste my life away. So yeah, like that could have ended so fucking bad. And the fact that like she's a professional and she gets paid to give students advice is just so fucking dumb. Holy shit. Like she knows nothing. She doesn't know anything about me. The bitch was like, "Oh, well, I don't know. You came from Australia. I mean, probably shit. Like, take a year 10." Like, how the fuck do you get paid to say shit like that? You could have ruined my life, you fucking bitch. Like, I don't even know. Like, if I saw her, I would fucking flame the shit out of her. Like, so fucking bad. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's so fucked to think about that someone so incompetent is in, like, such a position of power. Because it's like, she's affecting, throughout her career, she's probably affecting, like, thousands of young people. And she obviously has no fucking clue. And I'm not, you know, I'm not smart or like gifted or I'm nothing. I'm just a fucking like average person. Like I just did the homework, did the assignments, and you know, I I completed it, whatever. Like, it's not like, oh, it's not one of those scenarios where it's like, she was right, but I, like, impressed or something. It's not like if you took 10 people, like, 9 of them wouldn't succeed, and I did. She's just a fucking idiot, and, like, talking out of her ass. Like, it's so fucked to think about that she has any kind of power, and she's like, the fact that she breathes is kind of sad, but yeah. So that is the no clickbait, how some fucking bitch almost ruined my life by not believing in me, and how my parents, you know, are good parents and actually did believe in me. So yeah, personal fuck you to that bitch, but shout out to my parents, I suppose, because they didn't think I was trash, and I actually, at that point, I actually did think I was trash, but yeah. If there's an inspirational message in this video, the inspirational message would probably be that, like, you shouldn't believe in what other people tell you. Like, just believe in yourself and you'll succeed. I don't even know, like, all those, like, inspirational quotes, but they're true for the most part, to be honest. Like, there's something in Pursuit of Happiness, I can't remember the exact quote, where the boy is like, he says some shit, and then the guy's like, don't let anyone tell you can't do something because they themselves can't do it. And I think it's something along those lines. And I think that quote is so fucking true. Like, if someone can't do something themselves, they'll just pretend that it's impossible. And that's probably why, like, I got told, well, you'll have a hard time, you won't be able to succeed. Because this incompetent lady probably couldn't do it. I mean, she probably can't do anything. She's completely fucking useless. But yeah, it's like, most people, if they can't do something themselves, they'll be like, oh, it's impossible. Like, how many fucking athletic records, like at the Olympics and stuff, are like, oh, that will never be broken. Oh, no one's ever gonna run that fast or jump that high. And it gets beaten all the time, you know? So it's like, if you want to do something, just fucking do it. Don't believe the fucking retards that tell you, like, you can't do something because they're wrong. It's so fucking dumb. And, like, if you do believe it, you'll just end up being trash like them. I don't know. It's so fucked to think about. Because, like, I really, really didn't believe in myself. But I did it anyway, I guess. I don't know. And then, yeah, I don't know. Like, you just fucking shouldn't listen to those people. Now I'm just ranting, but it's like, it's so fucked to me that, like, people and their shitty opinions can actually, like, have any weight. Because most people, like, I mean, if I see someone who's, like, good at sport, I know I can't do sport, so if he says he can do something, I'll be like, oh, well, I couldn't do it, so you probably can't, but that's not how it fucking works. So yeah, inspirational message. If people tell you can't do something, tell them to go fuck themselves and do it anyway. Like, don't believe in people, because those who say they can and those who say they can't are both usually right, you know? And I think that's all I have to say. Like, I hope you enjoyed listening to my fucking story. I know that it was a bit all over the place, because I felt like I had to give the context of moving from Australia to Denmark, and then the grading system, so you know that I didn't just finish school, I actually did well, because there's a huge difference. And then, like, yeah, the bitch. Like, I don't know. I hope you enjoyed the story, though. I've got more, I guess, I think. Not in the same vein, but, you know, I've got more stories. I can tell more. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's 3 years ago now. Like, it's pretty much exactly 3 years ago. And it's so fucked to think about. Because, like, it's one of the things that actually keeps me up at night. I'll lay in bed and I'll think about, there was that time that someone almost tried to fucking ruin my life. So, you know, that's totally a thing. But the lesson is to not believe in idiots. Because, you know. And yeah, I will see you guys later. If you want any other stories or anything, let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video. I apologize for the quality. I would have done it with like my good camera, but I've recorded for 30 minutes and my camera can't do that, and also setting it up is a bit, and it's a mess. But yeah, I can tell the quality is a little bit grainy, and I apologize for that. I really hope that the audio quality is good, but we'll see. Also, I apologize for looking like a mess, but that's the daily. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I've said that 10 times now. Believe in yourself if other people don't, and if, yeah, just fucking prove people wrong and dumpster kids, basically. Peace.